Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time it is, wherever you are in the world as I'm posting this video. We're setting the intention here for a message for July 23rd, but maybe you're somewhere where the July 23rd has already come and gone, or you might see this video in a few weeks or a few months. So I'm setting the intention for a message for the next 24 hours from whenever you happen to see this video. We're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up for all of our dear ones. And we have the Seven of Cups. Now, this kind of ties in nicely with yesterday's message, because yesterday's message was about like seeing what we weren't seeing, mental expansion, time to move forward, time to like kind of like a no turning back. And Seven of Cups can come up when in my experience, some people are going through a really powerful shift, which I'll talk about here in just a moment. I know traditionally, Seven of Cups is options and choices. It can also be like a dream come true, like we feel like we're dreaming, like I can't believe this is happening, this is so wonderful. And it can be having a hard time making a decision because we have a lot of choices in front of us. Now, unfortunately, that's gotten typecast in terms of like choices about love life and relationships, and it can apply that way sometimes, but it can be a lot deeper than that. This could be choices in terms of like, do I want to go back to school? Do I want to start a business? Do I want to work less and really kind of budget my money so I can spend more time doing creative things or spending time with my friends and family? Do I want to write a book? Do I want to do this? It can be so many other choices. It doesn't have to be about like, do I want to date this person or date that person? It can be a lot of other choices or a lot of other directions. Now, as I said, for me in my readings, I see Seven of Cups come up a lot when somebody is going through a really powerful shift. And the shift is a lot of the times in the crown chakra. So the crown chakra is where we process our thoughts, our opinions, our belief systems, And so sometimes we feel really stuck in life because we feel like there's no options, there's no choices. We feel really stuck, right? It's just kind of like, well, look, buddy, these are the cards that got dealt to you, and this is what you have, and this is what you're stuck with, so, oh well. And we just feel kind of stuck, like we don't have any doors that we can go through. We're just in this stuck place. Seven of Cups, a lot of the times for me in my readings, comes up when you start to wake up. And if you didn't see yesterday's card of the day, the Three of Wands, check it out, because it ties in nicely with this kind of awakening I'm talking about. When you start to see past the limited thinking, you start to clear away the limited thinking, you start to clear away the false beliefs, and you start to see how much is really available to you. You start to see how much is really possible for you. But like I said, a lot of people are stuck because they were brought up with that mentality, you get what you get and you don't get upset, like this is it, don't complain. And now that you're coming into a time of seeing options, now you're scared to make a decision because you might have this underlying belief where you're like, I'm going to pick the wrong thing. I'm going to pick the stupid thing and then I'm going to regret it, right? Because somewhere along the way, you told somebody when you grew up you wanted to be, an artist, right? And somebody said, oh, artists don't make any money. You'll never be able to have a house. You'll never have food to eat. You can't be an artist. You should be an engineer. You should be a doctor. Or you should, go into construction or like whatever, right? Like somewhere along the way, and you're like, oh, can I have this toy? Or can you buy me this? Or can I buy you that? No, put that away. I'm not spending my money on that garbage. Oh, okay, I guess I like garbage. So over time, we start to think that we like stupid things. We start to think that we're going to choose the wrong thing. And we stop wanting. We stop wishing. we stop making choices, and we just wait for life to happen to us, right? Like, I'm just going to wait and see what life gives me. I'm just at the mercy of the world. And we think that's surrendering in the spiritual sense. That's not surrendering in the spiritual sense. That's giving up. It's not surrendered to say, okay, I'm just going to see what the universe is going to give me. When we surrender, we're taking steps, we're taking actions, but we're not tying ourselves to a particular outcome, or we're not putting pressure on ourselves that it has to be this way or that way. When we surrender, we're decisive, we've made a decision, we've committed to something, we're working towards it, we're taking steps towards it, but we've surrendered the outcome with the belief that all will occur in accordance to the highest good. If we're just sitting there waiting for life to happen to us, that's not surrender, that's giving up. And God doesn't want you to give up. Your angels and guides don't want you to give up. So the Seven of Cups comes up when you're like, wait a minute, there's a lot of choices. And before I felt stuck because I felt I had no options. Now I feel stuck because there are several options and I'm terrified that I'm going to choose the wrong thing. So how do we get out of this? One thing that's helped me is just write out a list of what the different options are. And just imagine yourself living your life in that reality, having made that choice. Just kind of daydream for a little bit. And pay attention to how you feel as you're trying on these different scenarios, these different options in your mind. Pay attention to how you feel. And take notes of which ones made you the happiest. Like, man, that really, I really loved that scenario. I really loved that daydream. I felt so happy seeing myself in that daydream, right? And if I believe it's possible, I can make that happen, right? But take note of which ones made you the happiest. Once you have that written down, now you have a list of the options that really resonate with your spirit, that make you happy when you think about it. Now you start to do the research. What do I have to do to make this option happen? Does it require me to take a step? Do I have to have a conversation with somebody about it? Do I have to approach somebody and say, hey, I have this idea, or I have this interest? Is it something that you have to learn a skill or trade for? How might you go about learning that skill or trade? Do you need equipment for it? How might you go about getting that equipment? Is it something that's going to require you to study or to travel? Like, what is it that you have to do to make it happen? And then once you have all of that written down, now you're going to have a very clear plan in front of you for the next few years for some of you, because it's going to be very clear which one of these happy options you can start on now, and which ones of these happy options you're going to, like, these are going to be long-term goals, right? You're going to start with the little ones first, and you're going to work your way up like little stepping stones, working your way up the staircase, so to speak, here. And so now not only are you not stuck, you have a very clear vision, you have a very clear plan, you have a sense of direction, you've got it figured out. And the universe doesn't have to feel so overwhelming and so scary. So try this out. Write down the different interests, the different options. If you knew that you could succeed for sure, write down these things that you would like to do, or that you would like to see happening in your life. And then, as I said, daydream about it. See it in your head. Try it on. See how you feel about it. Take note, and then do the research. And once you do, you're not going to be stuck anymore. You're not going to feel trapped anymore. You're not going to feel indecisive, because you've really allowed yourself to have that experience, and to open up to receive these choices, to receive these options. I feel for some of you, this Seven of Cups is coming in by way of what feels to you to be a massive blessing. You're like, I can't believe this opportunity has come up, or I can't believe that the universe is giving me this gift. Believe it. Open up to receive. I know it feels really weird, when you've been blocked for a long time, or you've just lived a life of scarcity, or you've lived a life of sacrifice, sometimes it can be very hard to believe that we're receiving something so wonderful. But I really do feel like a lot of you are about to receive something very wonderful, that even like you've dreamed of this and you're like, I can't believe it's actually happening. I can't believe this is actually being bestowed upon me, right? But I feel a sense of like a dream come true for a lot of you. And you're stuck because you're afraid to embrace it. And you're being encouraged to embrace it. So I hope this is helpful, my dears. I thank you all for checking out the daily messages. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. If you want to check out the love readings for July, those are linked in the description of the video. August love readings have been popping up. You may have seen them already. Weekly forecasts are popping up for the coming week. And I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous day ahead. We'll see you in tomorrow's message. And be sure to check out the new videos as well. Take care, my dears.